Good morning. You're listening to Senior Scene on your hometown station, 1430 WNAV. I'm Joshua Killian, social media producer with the Anne Arundel County Department of Age and Disabilities, and today my guest is Jim Krempel, Community Outreach Coordinator for the Anne Arundel County Office of Emergency Management. Welcome to Senior Scene, Jim.
Thank you for inviting me back, Josh, to continue our discussion on winter weather changes.
Well, Jim, last month you talked about how individuals can prepare for winter weather hazards. This season, we can expect extremely low temperatures, snow, ice, sleet, high winds, or a combination of these conditions. Can you offer our listeners some tips on driving in winter weather?
Well, first, in a winter storm, do not travel unless it's absolutely necessary. Winter weather can present dangerous road hazards, and the best way to avoid them entirely is just to stay safely at home. To prepare for emergencies, you must first be aware of them. So we encourage everyone to sign up for Alert Anne Arundel to receive emergency alerts and notification. Subscribe to this free service online at the address shown, or you can call our office at 410-222-0600 to subscribe by phone.
And are there things to consider before even heading out into the weather?
Yes, our listeners should winterize their car or truck before they get to snow or ice. With a few light snowfalls during the winter, all-season tires should be fine, but get them checked out for tread wear. Then check your antifreeze levels to protect an engine against freezing. Other fluids to check, refill, or replace include freeze-resistant windshield washer fluid, transmission fluid, power steering and brake fluid, and of course, your oil level. Cold weather can be particularly hard on your battery, so get it tested if it's more than 3 years old, and consider getting it replaced if it's more than 5 years old. And with an older car, get the exhaust system checked to avoid potential carbon monoxide hazards. And finally, check your wiper blades and make sure your heater and window defrosters work for in snow.
And getting your vehicle ready in advance, it just makes sense. Is there anything that we should keep in our vehicles during the winter?
Well, carrying emergency supplies for your car or truck is especially important during the winter season. So include jumper cables and learn how to safely use them, safety flares or a reflective triangle, and an ice scraper or snow remover. Have a car fire extinguisher and know how to use that as well. And likewise, have a first aid kit and be familiar with that. Store warm blankets or a sleeping bag if you get stranded. And you can use cat litter or sand for better tire traction and have a small shovel to dig out of snow. Now, a personal evacuation go kit can get you through being stranded at the office or in your car. So that can be just a bag that you put in, your cell phone and charger, a flashlight with extra batteries, a personal first aid kit with emergency prescription medicines, medical aids, like maybe hearing aids, personal hygiene items, including a face mask, warm clothes, gloves or a stocking cap, bottled water, non-perishable snacks, and cash if ATMs aren't available. Include supplies for babies, children, and pets if they're traveling with you. This doesn't have to take up a lot of room.
Well, those seem to be very practical items for all year long. So if your car is ready and you're prepared with safety gear, what about some advice for winter driving itself?
Well, unfortunately, our police and fire departments respond to hundreds of calls in snow and ice. As we said earlier, if you can, avoid traveling in poor weather conditions and stay home. If you must travel, plan ahead. Check the weather, check the road conditions, and the route you're going to take. Keep a full tank of gas if the power's out and gas stations are not available or you need to evacuate. Clear your car windows and roof of snow before leaving the house. Travel during daylight hours for better visibility. Then be aware of unexpected icing conditions at any time, especially black ice that looks like standing water on the road, but it's actually slippery ice. Reduce your speed. Be very aware of changing road conditions and especially other drivers. Increase your following distance on snowy ice and roads, and then know your brakes and your reaction time of getting on slick roads. Don't power up hills if you can, and try not to stop once you get up a hill.
If someone does happen to get their car stranded in the snow, what should they do?
Well, if you're just off the side of the road, keep your seatbelt on. Other vehicles can still spin out and hit you, especially in limited visibility. So call for roadside assistance, or if necessary, call 911, but conserve your cell phone battery. If you can't see any open buildings within a safe walking distance, stay in your vehicle where you control the warmth. Your hazard flashers will help people see your vehicle, and you can put out road flares or a signal triangle to alert other drivers and potential rescuers where you are. If the snow is at your bumper, get out and clear your tailpipe of snow so you don't risk carbon monoxide poisoning. Then get your vehicle warmed up as best you can, then turn the vehicle off. Turn it on again when it gets cold to conserve gas, but crack one window to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning again. Use your vehicle emergency supplies and your evacuation go bag.
Well, thank you, Jim, for coming on the show with us today and offering all of our listeners practical advice for winter driving. How can our listeners learn more?
Well, it's always my pleasure, Josh. Thank you. Remember, to prepare for any emergency, you must stay informed, make a plan, build an emergency kit, and then get involved. Listeners can visit our website at www.aacounty.org/OEM for more information. They can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Nextdoor, and YouTube. A community group or civic organization, house of worship, or business can request an in-person or virtual emergency preparedness presentation simply by visiting our website or emailing oemoutreach@aacounty.org, or again, call our office at 410-222-0600.
If you have any questions about any of our programs or services, you can always call the Department of Age and Disabilities at 410-222-4257, or you can visit us online. Please remember to follow us on Facebook at AACO-DOAD. This is Joshua Killian, social media producer with the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities, and you'll be listening to Senior Scene on your hometown station, 1430 WNAV.